Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL Week 11 bets coming up, so we'll run through the slate of games on Sunday. We'll save the Monday night game for the Monday night plays and see where we're at. So we'll get started here. Early games, Bears at Detroit. 8.7.5, 8, depending on the book you're at. Total around 48 at this particular point. So been a lot of movement on this particular game. The 7.5s, I didn't think we were going to get down to 7, so we kind of hopped on board when we could. Same thing with the total, that's moving. But we do like the Lions tomorrow quite a bit. Justin Fields supposedly coming back, but the Lions have been unstoppable, and they've been really good at home, and they can run the ball and throw the ball, and the defense of the Bears can't cover either, which makes for a long day defensively. Not only that, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff, their numbers tend to go up at home. They tend to score more at home, and there tends to be a lot more overs at home. So we are going to get started on this one. We do like the Lions, minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 4.5 first half, and minus 7.5 for the game. We like the Lions over 9.5 total first quarter. Lions Bears over 23.5 total first half, and over 47.5 for the game. We like Goff on over 37.5 yards for the longest completion. So we stayed away from passing yards. His passing touchdowns has gotten to over minus 200. We're going to stay away from that one. I think he definitely gets 2 passing touchdowns, but I don't know if he's going to throw for enough yards tomorrow, as I kind of anticipate them maybe getting a big lead and running the ball a lot in the third and fourth quarter. So we're going to stay from the passing yards, but we will take over 37.5 longest reception. Sam Laporta over 44.5 receiving yards. Like I said, he tends to get a lot more yards at home. Aiden Hutchinson to record a sack. He's over 0.75 sack at DraftKings. Lions over 13.5 team total first half, and Lions over 27.5 team total. So one more time in that Lions-Bears game for you. Lions minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 4.5 first half, and minus 7.5 for the game. We also like the over total first quarter of 9.5, over 23.5 total first half, and over 47.5 total for the game. Jared Goff, longest completion over 37.5 yards. Sam Laporta over 44.5 receiving yards. Aiden Hutchinson over 3/4 of a sack, and Lions over 13.5 team total first half, and over 27.5 total for the game. Next game up, Raiders Dolphins. This is strictly play with the book. There is way too much money coming in on the Dolphins. I understand why. When they are home and they play bad teams, they tend to crush them. Not going to deny that. There's not a lot of stats to give you the other way. I think this team is going to play great under Antonio Pierce. The Raiders, I do not think they're going to the playoffs. I do not think they're going to the Super Bowl. I just think they can cover. Are they live? About as live as a 13.5 point dog can be. You know what I mean? They're not. There's some paths to victory. They're small. If they can run the ball against Miami, they can shorten this game and make this game less of a track meet. I think that's what they're going to have to do, and I anticipate them doing it, to be really honest. So we do like the Raiders tomorrow. Like I said, this is strictly playing with the book. For them, like otherwise this would have been probably a stay away game from us. But at some books, Miami is getting 90+% of the action. When that happens, the books normally win. So Raiders plus 3.5 first quarter, plus 7.5 first half, and plus 13.5 for the game. We do like Raheem Mostert though, over 54.5 rush yards. Josh Jacobs over 64.5 rush yards, a little juicier, but an option on ESPN Bet if that's available in your area. To get to 65. Tyreek Hill, over 6.5 receptions and over 90.5 receiving yards. Max Crosby to record at least half a sack, over 0.25 to be exact on DraftKings. So one more time, that Raiders Dolphins should be crazy matchup, right? So Raiders plus 3.5 first quarter, plus 7.5 first half, plus 13.5 for the game. Mostert over 54.5 rush yards. Jacobs over 64.5 rush yards. Tyreek Hill over 6.5 receptions and over 90.5. I still think Miami's going to win the game, probably by a touchdown to 10 points. I still think Tyreek Hill's going to get his. But I'm telling you, I see a lot of running the ball and then some big plays, and that's where Hill gets his, is in the big play department. Max Crosby, I think, is going to get a sack. So that's kind of how we got that game playing out there. Next game up is going to be Cowboys at the Panthers. We have looked at this one and looked at this one and looked at this one. Unless the Cowboys turn the ball over 4 to 5 times, I do not see a path to victory here for the Panthers. Therefore, the Cowboys have beat up the crummier teams of the NFL. I think they're going back to that. In fact, most of our biggest bets are going to be in this Cowboys matchup. So Cowboys minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 6.5 first half, minus 10.5 for the game. Also, we like the Cowboys over team total first half of 13.5, over 27.5 team total for the game. CD Lamb, he's been on a monster, and we think he continues. Over 6.5 receptions, over 85.5 receiving yards, and over 25.5 yards longest reception. So we'll get this Cowboys game. We like Cowboys minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 6.5 first half, minus 10.5 for the game. Cowboys over the 13.5 team total first half, and over the 27.5 team total for the game. CD Lamb, over 6.5 receptions, over 85.5 receiving yards, and over 25.5 yards longest reception in that particular matchup there. Next game up, Cardinals Texans. This is one of the games we like better as well, and we like the Cardinals actually in this matchup. I think everybody and their grandmother's coming off the way the Texans have looked the last couple weeks, winning those close games against better teams. The Cardinals will hang in there, and with Kyler Murray back, now they have a playmaker to maybe finish something off. 6 is too much. If it was a field goal, I think we'd be with the Texans here. But that additional, 2 field goals, I don't know how you don't see the Cardinals' point of view here. I love C.J. Stroud. This is not a Texans fade at all. It's just when they've come off a couple big highs, this is normally a low spot. And this is a great buy spot for the Cardinals as well. So we are going to take the Cardinals plus 1.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 6 for the game. Cardinals over the 20.5 team total. The Texans have never had a team total at 13.5 all season for the first half. We're going to go under there, as that's the first time that's popped up. Kyler Murray over 238.5 pass yards and over 29.5 rush yards. So on that one. So once again in that Cardinals game, we're taking Cardinals plus 1.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 6 for the game. Cardinals over the 20.5 team total. Texans under the 13.5 team total first half. Kyler Murray over 238.5 pass yards. And Kyler Murray over 29.5 rush yards. That's where we got those ones at on that one. So that's going to be the rundown for that Texans Cardinals game. I love watching C.J. Stroud. I don't want people to think these are not fade bets when we bet under or we bet against them. It's just what we think is going to happen compared to what we've seen before and what we can predict in the future, so to speak, right? So on that one there. So next game up is going to be Titans-Jaguars. 6.5 point favorite for Jags at home, 39.5 total. You cannot turn down this many points when the total's that low and we don't expect a lot of scoring. You just can't. So Titans and they were 7-point dog on FanDuel is where we hopped on them. So Titans plus 1.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, plus 7 for the game. Will Levis over 212.5 passing yards. Please, offensive coordinator for the Titans, realize it is hard to run the ball against the Jags, and don't spend all goddamn day doing it. Let him throw the ball early. So over 212.5. And then the field goal kickers in this game, Brandon McManus and Nick Folk, both over 1.5 field goals made. So on that one there. So once again in that Titans-Jags game, Titans plus 1.5 first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, and plus 7 for the game. Will Levis over 212.5 pass yards. McManus over 1.5 field goals made, and same with Nick Folk over 1.5 field goals made. The Titans do not play well at home, folks. They didn't play well last week. They didn't play well against the Chiefs. They don't play well at home. They play great in London. They play good on the road. For some reason, they can't win in Duval County. Or don't play well there, we should say. Next game up, Giants-Commanders. Commanders currently 8.5 point favorite. That's come down from 2.5, 37.5 total. We don't have anything on the side as of yet. We do have a few player props we wanted to get through on this one. So we are going to take Sam Howell over 245.5 pass yards. I understand this has went up to over 250. Still like him. He's the leader in the NFL in passing yards total so far. Tommy DeVito under 164.5 pass yards. He threw for 48 last week. Tommy DeVito over 20.5 rush yards. So in that Commanders-Giants game, which should be a snoozer for the most part, Howell over 245.5 pass yards, DeVito under 164.5 pass yards, and DeVito over 20.5 rush yards. I can't believe I'm betting DeVito props, right? That's kind of where the world has turned to. 2 games left in the early slate. Chargers, Packers. We currently do not have a play either side or prop. I'll be really honest with you. There's so much money coming in on the Chargers. It's almost a book play with the Packers if we play it, but we're not going to play it there. Next game up, Steelers, Browns. Browns favored by 2 at home, 33 total. So the way to look at this game is DTR starting for the Browns. He's still a 5th-round rookie quarterback. Those guys tend to struggle. We're not going to play a ton in this particular matchup, but we do like the Steelers to win and win outright. So Steelers money line first quarter, Steelers money line first half, and Steelers money line for the game, all at plus money. Alex Highsmith over 3/4 of a sack. Jerome Ford over 55.5 rush yards. I really think they're going to have to focus on running the ball, and Ford's going to do that for them. So there's that 55.5 rush yards, and I'm sure when they go back to pass, they're going to get a sack. TJ's getting a little crazy on his juice, and Highsmith just gets just about as much sacks, but just doesn't get the recognition. So one more time in that Steelers-Browns game, Steelers money line first quarter, first half, and game. Alex Highsmith over 3/4 of sack, and Jerome Ford over 55.5 rush yards. Next game up, we get into the afternoon window. Bucks, 49ers. We don't have a play here. Side, game, total, doesn't matter. And it's not that we don't think there's some decent lines out there. There's not a ton of value in much. But I will tell you this. Make sure you do look at the Google Sheet. We might update in something between now and tomorrow before kickoff. So make sure you do check those. We're going to look through the player props one more time just to make sure there's nothing we're missing on that one. Next game up, Jets, Bills. Nothing. I don't know how you can really put confidence in either team besides maybe Josh Allen pick, but that thing's gotten so juicy it's gotten out of control. So currently nothing in the Jets-Bills game. Seahawks-Rams. We do have quite a bit in this matchup. Seahawks Rams 1 point home favorite currently. 46.5 total in this particular matchup here. We do like the Rams. We got them when they were plus, not minus, and we just took money line. So Rams money line first quarter, first half, and game. Geno Smith to throw a pick as he's on the road again. Matt Stafford over 256.5 pass yards. Cooper Kupp over 81.5 receiving yards. Rams over the 23.5 team total. And the Seahawks under the 10.5 team total first half. They are the kings of putting up 10 points at halftime. So we will take the under there. But we'll roll through that game one more time. Rams money line first quarter. Rams money line first half. Rams money line for the game. We also like Geno Smith to throw a pick. Stafford over 256.5 pass yards. Cooper Kupp over 81.5 receiving yards. Rams over the 23.5 team total. And the Seahawks under the 10.5 team total first half. We do not have any plays for the Sunday night game as of yet. We're working on that. Like I said, make sure you check the Google Sheet. But Broncos-Vikings. Broncos 2.5 point home favorite and 42.5 total. We're probably going to end up playing the Broncos here, but I never feel good about giving points and being with the Broncos, but we're going to have to keep working on that one. Once again, make sure you check the Google Sheets. We do put out these videos to give you kind of a little emphasis on some things, but we're not always completely done as we try to put a majority of these bets out early. So like I said, the Google Sheets are extremely important. At the end of this episode in the comment section, you'll see those. There's a link right there. It'll say docs.google and then a bunch of other stuff behind it. Click into there. That'll get you into our Google Sheets. You can view those. If you're just looking for the football bets, 23 to 24 football is where these will be listed. And scroll down to NFL Week 11. You can see all we've done so far in football period, college and pro. But make sure you do check those out when you get some time. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel, so when we drop our bets, you get those first, especially when you turn notifications on. It makes life so simple. Sports Bets for Free basically has a new video, which means we've dropped our bets, makes life extremely simple. Then you can just click right into it. It'll take you right there, get all of our new bets, match them up with your bets, and give you that ton of confidence you need to head into the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.